Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Evie and I do some art sometimes. So today I wanted to try out the new Arrtx, well it's not new to me, Arrtx acrylic markers. I have used Arrtx before. I've used the liquid ink markers before, which are these, but I figured it'd be fun to try out some new colors and a new color set. I bought these with my own money, so I'm not sponsored. I'm just here to draw, doodle, and fill a sketchbook. So let's get to it. We're just gonna dive right into it. I've already taken the plastic off. There's a lot of really pretty colors here, so I'm really just excited to jump in. I am not going to swatch all the colors. There are plenty of swatching videos, and I've done plenty of swatching myself. I just did not feel like swatching colors today. So I'm just gonna kind of go in blind and just pick out some colors that I think will work for my sketch here. I've already pre-sketched out some bean vine, that's hyacinth bean vine. It has this really nice pinky purple color bean and flower. So I just kind of eyeballed some colors I thought that might work for that. I didn't even swatch the colors out on the paper. I know, a crime. I just didn't feel like it. I just wanted to dive right in, and if it works, it works. And kind of the nice thing with acrylic marker is it's kind of opaque, so you know, if you don't like what's underneath, you can kind of just paint over it for the most part. Maybe try to keep the lights lighter, but other than that, I was not too concerned. I was just going to be a little bit more experimental with my color choices. As I'm going through this, I feel like it's kind of evident that I do a lot of painting stuff because I kind of handle the marker in a painterly way. I don't even outline. I'm just painting right over my pencil sketch, which honestly is probably a little too dark because it was peeking through some of those lighter colors, but that's okay. I just went over it again for a second pass, and I honestly don't mind that sketchy kind of look. I just really like seeing like line work. So, well, not line work, but like the textural work that you get from, you know, just using your hands and your pencil. So it doesn't have to be super clean. I'm not a perfectionist in that way, though I do have some friends that are very much so and cannot fathom that I do this at all. Like, I have a best friend who is perfectly clean line work all the time, and I show her mine and it's just sketchy lines all over the place. But I also feel like that helps me because then I can kind of carve out exactly where I want it to be. And if there's like a happy little accident where like your sketch or your paint that you're going on there just kind of balloons out in a way you didn't anticipate, but yet it still works. I find that especially true for when I'm drawing like botanicals or anything like very organic and planty, because it doesn't have to be as serious. It doesn't feel as serious as like doing portraits, where I feel like if you move the cheeks out a little bit too much, it really changes the face shape and like the person that you're trying to draw. But for plants, if you make it a little bigger, a little smaller, it just still feels like Mother Nature. So I really just enjoy that aspect of drawing naturey things. Even though there's 120 colors in this marker set, I still feel a little limited in my colors. Like, I need more of those middle tones, like maybe really push those darks. But the blending does kind of help. If you can layer it on top of each other fast enough, I can kind of blend it out, which is helping. But I'm also trying not to be too perfect with my blending. It doesn't have to be. I've been trying to lean into more of those brush soaks, even though I've said like I like that textural look when it comes to drawing. When it comes to painting, sometimes I get a little too carried away with making everything like perfectly blended. But with the acrylic markers, instead of me using gouache, I feel like I can't do that as well because I can't just reactivate the area with water. So either I have to do it right then and there while it's still wet, or just let the brushstroke be the brushstroke. And I'm honestly kind of enjoying that look. I've been experimenting with it with those other Arrtx liquid ink markers, which are definitely juicier than these Arrtx markers, which is pros and cons. I feel like I have a lot more control with this marker because it doesn't like just ooze out everywhere, but it dries way faster. So blending meant I had to really pay attention. And if I wanted to blend an area, I had to do that small section, get the second color right away and make sure I blended it right then. Unlike the liquid ink ones where I felt like it stayed wetter for longer. But I think I can just use those in conjunction with these. I didn't in this video, but in the future going forward, I probably definitely will just mix and match this beam pod, because the other one I felt like I was being a little too stiff with the colors. So this one I try to loosen up a bit and just use more loosey-goosey sketching, or really just shading out with those markers and then trying to blend. And I felt like the top ones just seemed stiffer than these. This one seems a little bit more painterly, in my opinion. Honestly, the Arrtx or the acrylic markers just in general have really pushed me to be a little bit more painterly in showing those undercolors instead of just having to be a perfectly matched shadow. Well, just throw some blue in there or some deep orange. Just let the colors be colors. I really like that. I really enjoyed experimenting with more colors when it came to the acrylic markers, because with gouache, I feel like I blend a little bit more and try to really color match my reference, but this has really loosened me up a lot, and I probably will continue trying to do this in my painting and just let some of those fun colors be fun colors. There's nothing wrong with that. Though I say that, but this leaf, for some reason, was not doing it for me. I don't know what it is, but maybe I was just too focused in the pinks and purples that when I switched to green, this leaf was not coming out how I wanted it to look at all. You know, I was just trying to do a little botanical moment, show what the leaves look like of the plant, but I don't think I did it justice whatsoever. I feel like it looked good at the beginning stages, but the more I colored and tried to make it darker, it was just getting splotchy. So just ignore the leaf. Like, let's just not look at the leaf. It's fine. It's fine. In fact, I'm just gonna blame my partner because he came in around this time and was just hovering over my shoulder watching me do it, and maybe I got nervous and the leaf is all his fault. It's all his fault. That's what we're chalking it up to. Anyway, by the time I got to this last big flower, I felt like I was getting a much better hang of the markers themselves and getting those colors that I wanted, at least for the pinks and purples that I've been using here. But I'll probably just stop yapping now and let you just enjoy the rest of the drawing process, and I'll come back here at the end. All right. Okay, so after I'm done doing all the color, I do like to come back in with a black pen, and I'm just using my favorite Tombow pen right now for adding some of that line work that I didn't do at the beginning. So I really just wait to the end because I know paint is gonna like move around, and as I said, it's gonna make those happy little accidents. So I don't like to pre-line it so I don't feel like I'm coloring inside of a coloring book. I just do it at the very end. So that's kind of what I'm doing here, just pushing some of those dark areas and kind of defining some of those shapes a little bit better. I personally like this. I don't know if it's correct. I just do what seems right to me. Anyway, if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching and watching me paint my hyacinth bean vines with some Arrtx acrylic markers. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe, and if you want to see more, let me know in the comments. Thank you so much. Bye!